Well, we're still in that 24-hour window to vent, complain, do whatever you guys want. Alabama lost last night 24-17, and honestly, it was just a pitiful performance all the way around. You know, the defense was okay until the second half, but the offense at the end of the day was just absolutely terrible. Let me know in the comments section right now, guys, how mad are you? Disappointed? Whatever you want to call it. Let me know. Scale it for me 1 to 10 in the comments section right now. It is Overreaction Sunday, so, we're going to go through, some overreactions from social media. Some of them are mine. Some are from people in the comment section. First overreaction of the day, this offensive line's bad. And for me, that's just absolutely not an overreaction at all. I got little Tyler Booker over here. Usually our big cam photos are a little bit bigger than that. But, it just seems fitting because it doesn't matter what down it is, man. It doesn't matter if it's first down. It doesn't matter if it's second down, third down. It doesn't matter at all. This offensive line cannot get a push, for anything. So much for all that, consistent talk in the offseason about, we're going to come in here and we're going to dominate teams, in the trenches along the offensive line. We're going to push defensive linemen around. You're not doing that at all. In fact, the exact opposite is happening. You are getting pushed around. So much for all that, PFF preseason interior offensive line number 1. Parker Brails for Tyler Booker. Jaden Roberts is hurt right now, so you got to put in Geno Vandermark in there. I don't think he's very good either. But when you consistently cannot run the ball, this stat is embarrassing, guys. It is absolutely embarrassing. And I get it. Tennessee has a very good defense. But at the end of the day, you should be able to run the ball, man. You got Jam Miller. You got Justice Haynes. You got Jalen Milroe to be able to run the ball. And maybe some of it's on coaching, play calling. I don't really think so. It's more of a, it's one-on-one on the offensive line. It's a battle of the trenches. And it's good versus good. I'm trying to be better than you. I'm trying to push you off the line of scrimmage. Offensive line is supposed to be this mentality of, we want to push grown men around. That's what really gets offensive linemen going. I don't think it really gets this offensive line going at all because these guys are absolutely soft. So grade Alabama's offensive line so far this season. Honestly, man, I'm probably giving them a D. I just don't think they're very good, man. They talked all this talk in the offseason like they were going to, push people around, and it's been a consistent issue really for the past 3 years. Alabama's offensive line hasn't been very good. They're okay this year in pass protection, better than last year anyways, but still at the end of the day, it's just not good enough. So let me know at the pinned comment of today's video. That ad will come here on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Go down there and grade Alabama's offensive line this season, A, B, C, D, or F. Overreaction number 2. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm close on this one, but I'm not quite there yet. Bench Jalen Milroe. I'm going to call it an overreaction for right now. Jalen Milroe, last 2 games have been the worst as the starting quarterback of Alabama. And it is unexcusable. I'm not going to sit here and, baby Jalen Milroe and say, it's somebody else's fault, all this, yada, 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 like I've done in the past. The offensive line not being very good, not helping him out, wide receivers not getting separation. He had plenty of separation yesterday. And you're completing 55% of your passes in this game. That's just not going to cut it. You throw an interception at the beginning of the game in the end zone, it's got to be back shoulder, man. You throw it to the inside, it gets picked off. It just is what it is. You throw the interception, first play on the very, very last drive there. That's just a bad throw. It's behind him. It's got to be more out in front, man. He missed a lot of open wide receivers. And you know what? You threw to Ryan Williams yesterday like 20 times or something like that. And you were only able to get 8 completions out of him. That's not going to cut it, man. Look, Jalen Milroe, a lot of people right now want to bench him. And right now, I'm not there yet. But I tell you what, if they go out there next week against Missouri and he puts up the same kind of performance, you got to do something at that point. You got to put in Ty Simpson at that point. I'm not there yet. I think Jalen Milroe needs to go out there and be a leader. On the sidelines, he's not really doing anything. He goes over there and sits down on the sidelines and, he's just focused or whatever, But, man, you got to be a leader. You got to get up. You got to yell at some people sometimes. You can't just be in your little shell in a box. It's just not going to do, man. You have to step up and use your voice if you want to be the quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Jalen Milroe was not good enough in this game. He really wasn't good enough in that South Carolina game either, but they were able to at least get that win. Weren't able to get the win yesterday against Tennessee. And look, a lot of it was on the offense, in my opinion, and most of it goes on Jalen Milroe. Today's show is presented by Game Time. Game Time has a new feature now called Game Time Picks that I absolutely love. It makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks just filters out the fluff to show you only the incredible deals so you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is just curation to make it easier to save more on sports. If you want to go to a concert, Game Time has that. Comedy shows, theater shows, and so much more. If you find tickets in the same section or row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. One of my favorite features on Game Time are the views from your seat. You can get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, so you know exactly what your view is going to look like before you get to the event. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and redeem promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Check out GameTime.co for last-minute tickets. Terms do apply, but again, create an account and redeem promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Because what time is it? It's game time. All right, overreaction number 3 here. The season is over. I'm also going to say that this one is an overreaction. Look, you got 2 losses on the season now. That's all. That's all you get. You only get 2. I do not think a 3-loss Alabama team gets into the 12-team college football playoff. You got Missouri next week. You got LSU, top 10 team, on the road the week after that. Well, you got the bye week in between those 2 games, but still. You have no more room for error. No more room for error on this season. I'm not going to say the season is over quite yet because, look, there's still a lot of football to go, and you have more wiggle room than you have ever had in the past with this 12-team playoff. But tell you what, man, I am not very confident right now in Alabama probably not having at least one more loss. I tell you what, man, if they go down to LSU and lose, it's still probably not going to hurt as bad as losing to Auburn would hurt. But, I tell you what, guys, there's not a lot of wiggle room here. It's an overreaction for right now, but if you lose one more, you might as well write it in stone. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. Do you think Alabama will end up making the college football playoffs this season? Like I said, they have no more wiggle room to spare. Right now, I'm going to type Y for yes. I think they can still do it. I still think they're an okay team. I think right now they would probably drop to around 14, 15 in the rankings, which still kind of puts you in that category, but it could definitely be a long shot for Alabama making the playoffs. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Type Y for yes or type N for no. Overreaction number 4, you have discipline issues. This is 100% is the Pope Catholic. There's a bear shit in the woods. It's not a real overreaction at all. This is absolutely true. When you have 15 penalties for 115 yards, and it's not like this is an outlier. It's been an issue all year long. Frankly, it's been an issue the past couple of years. But really, man, it has killed you this year, and it has been just the same things over and over again. It's not even the amount of penalties at the end of the day. I mean, in this game, it was the amount of penalties, but a lot of the times it's timely penalties, penalties that extend drives for the other team. It's penalties that kill your drives. It's Kendrick Law going out there when, yeah, sure, it's still probably a long shot or 4th and 7 to go out there and, continue to go down the field. But, dude, what are you doing, Kendrick Law? I mean, you're going to push the guy in the face, punch him in the face. It wasn't a punch. It was the double-fisted push. Still, it doesn't matter, man. I mean, that is just so chicken shit. You're walking away. The guy just locked you up, and you're going to turn around and hurt your team. That's ridiculous. You got that 4th and 1 play. Jalen Milroe, I would have called the same thing. I don't have an issue with the call at all, running the quarterback sneak there or whatever. But you have Ryan Williams, who he's 17 years old. Yeah, sure, he's still immature, whatever. You also have Jeremy Bernard over there doing a fucking 3-point shot. What is that? What are we doing out here? We're showboating and we're losing. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. There are just too many issues on this team right now in terms of things like that where you just go out there and you see these little nitpicky things just constantly over and over and over again. And I tell you what, man, a lot of coaches go out there and they talk about the fact that, when they lose a game, nobody hates losing more than the players do. They put so much into it. I tell you what, I bet I could find 10 Alabama players and 10 Alabama fans that gave a shit more about losing to Tennessee last night than they did. I just genuinely do not think that, you go out there and you put on just a bad performance on offense. There's probably a handful of guys on the team that I think really are, super, super disappointed about the fact that they lost this game. And really, it brings us also into overreaction number 5. This team, at the end of the day, they're just soft. And that is no overreaction whatsoever. This team is soft as baby shit, man. They get knocked down, and they do not get up. They just lay there and, get kicked while they're down on the ground, and they just constantly sulk about why me, why not me, just all this stupid bullshit. And, I said I wasn't going to be mad about it anymore. But the more I'm talking about it and the more I'm thinking about it, it just fires me up, man. You got Deshaun Jones at the end of the game. You just lose this game to Tennessee, your biggest rival outside of Auburn, on the road, and he's taking pictures with other Tennessee players. I don't get it, man. I genuinely do not get it. I get it. He's a former, teammate or whatever, but it's not the time and it's not the place. If you want to do something pregame or whatever, and another thing, pregame. I know a lot of players out there have their different ways of, kind of getting in the groove and doing what they're doing. But you just got, you have players out there. Ryan Williams in particular, man. I'll just call it like I see it, man. He's out there dancing around to, the music that's being played on the loudspeakers and just not doing anything out there. Now, I know it's just one clip on Twitter for a couple of seconds, but I just, maybe it's a me thing. I don't know. In my opinion, that's not how you get ready for a game. And I just think this Alabama team, when they get down, they do not get back up. And it's a really sad thing to watch because not a lot of Nick Saban teams did that. But I'll be honest, I don't think it's, strictly this coaching staff and Kalen DeBoer and whoever, Nick Sheridan or Kane Womack. I thought your defense went out there and they fought hard, but the offense just had no fight left in them. And it was a really, really sorry performance at the end of the day.